line. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet, not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Crank it up.
Alright, race fans, time to get down to business here at Richmond, Virginia's Richmond Raceway. The showcase of drivers trying to get in through the playoff series and through the championship hunt. The Green Mountain Girl Fast Fun Truck Series Championship is around the horizon, and these drivers tonight are going to have to face their ultimate challenge of a 3/4 mile length short track action. Hi everyone, I am the Crusader Christian Driver joining you here today. We are here down at, of course, Richmond Raceway here as we're about ready to present to you the Fast and Fun Green Mountain Girls Truck Series. Time to see who can be the one to outplay and outsmart the other. Presented in part by, of course, Green Mountain Grills. When you guys need the best wood fire pellet grills on the market, there is no brand name that we trust better than with Green Mountain Grills. Be sure to check them out on their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram handles. Check them out at greenmountaingrills.com to see about your latest grill for your next project. And the outing as we go, let's talk about our outing tonight. Presented in part by Green Mountain Grills here. Let's take a look at the lineup here tonight. Robert the Mullet Man Lawrence, the number 1 qualifier in the 5. Is outside. This is Annie Pham, Craig Janzik in the 40. Row number 2 is Nathan Meyer, and the number 1 is outside. The number 90, that's Richard Fornshell. Row number 3, Triple J, the man came to play. Whitehead in 33 is outside. The number 4, that's the Murata, James Harris. Row 4 sees John the Attacker, Cone Lasman Athaka in the 56 outside. That's Brock Whitehead in the 82. Row 5 sees Russ the Fullboard, Kilgore in the 2 is outside. Steve Clegg in the 22. Row number 6, George Young in the 48 is outside. That's the 15, that's Jason Taylor. Row number 7, that's going to be Steven Tyler Pless in the 69 is outside. That's the Daniel Half Machine, the 32. Row number 8, it's going to be Caleb Forsythe in the 76 outside. That's Tyler Meeks in the 35. Row number 9, Christian Wilcox piloting up. The number 50, the 53 is outside. That will be, of course, the 52 of Dakota Wilson. Row number 10, that's Kevin Kershaw in the 91 is outside. That's Josh Caudill in the 23. Row number 12, that'll be Adam Scrum in the 95 is outside. Man Beast time, William Mann Jr. in the 29. Row 12, Josh Ball in the 6th outside. Jonathan the Diamondback Diamond in the 39 to round out your field today. Thomas Whitehead, Jeffrey Lee Bell coming on board saying the lemonade stand is here, and Thomas saying, what's up, PTM, good to have you here. William Man, Papa B is coming on board saying, drop the hammer, Man Beast. Rob Armstrong saying, contact killers in the house. Great to hear from all of you out there. Great to see all of your faces and everyone tuned in. Are you guys ready for some short track racing? Let me know in the comment section below, because we sure are here today. Of Green flag is in the air, high and above. The driver's getting ready to go for this one. 125 laps to the distance for these drivers. This is a solid 24 truck lineup ready to go at it here and play into the fight, into the zone. Field will work their way across this 0.75 mile length track. This is a tough track to get good at, and it's a tough one to master. Only the best may persist and retain here. They're going to have a lot of work to do when it comes to handling their corners and handling each side of the turn, each angle they can get it at. D-shaped configuration, definitely one of the toughest tracks to win and race on. Much let's get a victory on as we lead them off of turn number 4 this time on by, awaiting the green flag restart to the GMG restart zone. We're green flag up, and it's green flag down. Let's go racing. Fire them off out of the first set of corners here. The Zany Van Crate takes the early lead while Richard Fornshell has the battle here. Tonight, of course, also, you may notice some cars, trucks out there that may have a little bit of a different look to them, maybe a different feel. That's because tonight is sports teams night. These drivers are driving their favorite sports teams. They're sports fans, of course. And I will say right now, there's also one name in there I'm wishing I had seen there because I'm already missing out on it, but I'll talk more about that in a minute. As we see now, the Oregon Ducks one of Nathan Meyer going at it here with that 105.3, the fan of the Murata, James Harris, representing well for his team and his crew tonight. He's in a hot brigade here, trying to keep his championship hopes alive for another season championship in the trucks division. Because if you see that big green banner on them, that means they are in the championship battle. The back, the blue 82 Brockhead, sticking to his colors, sticking to his feel, and really having a hard charge off, getting right to the field right now. The attacker, Colin Leismeyer, John Thacker, though, hanging up the field with the top 10. He's currently in 8th at the moment, dealing with Rusta Fulborg, Kilgore, teammate behind him. Many drivers are going to be kind of laying low, kind of watching their corners off for quite a while here. You can see a lot of drivers kind of staying more under control, staying more in pressurized moments. They're not going to want to drive too hard in these areas. I don't want to get too crazy, too rambunctious. They want to stay a little more under control, a little bit more on the line, on the sight, and watch themselves throughout these corners, because again, it's extremely difficult to make passes here without making a little bit of a critical error here, and this track can certainly do that. It is a short track after all, so even though there are multiple ways to get around, there's only real true one way to line this track up, and it's easy enough if you know how to make the pass. That's right, Christian Wilcox, the 53, showing you just how to do it right there. You're on board here with Wilcox. As you see, he's currently still trying to fire it down here at Josh Ball and Kevin Kershaw here today. His championship hopes, though, well, he may be in the hunt, but that don't mean he's anywhere near the spot right now. He's just trying to keep up the distance, trying to keep himself in the pace. Whole field, though, right now trying to hunt down this man here, the Zanny Fan Great Janzik in the 40 as we go on board here with him. He's got a mullet man behind him trying to push and shove his way into the top spot. The Elite Performance Industry, number 40, kind of dead focused on his cornering and how his control is of the truck. Not looking to get too crazy, get too out of control here. That's one thing you know about the Blaster Master that's been coming out here and doing quite a bit of times before, is how he likes to kind of toy with the Zanny fam, kind of mess with him a little bit. Likes to make him think about it, kind of think that he's going to come right up on him, and then the next thing you know, kind of take this one away from him. The Predators, number 90 of Richard Fornshell, Rocky Frizz alumni, Rocker Frizz team that he calls his favorite. Now, I'm to be honest with you, I'm not really sure where the Predator school comes from. In this case, I'm not a huge high school or college basketball kind of guy. I only really know the NFL, some of the NBA guys, as well as some of the MLB folks. More or less, I'm more of an NFL kind of guy, if I'm being honest with you. But yeah, that's just kind of my thing there. Shovel Tray came to play right head right now, piloting up his Buffalo Springs machine, number 33 Silverado Silverado Chevrolet still. He's been kind of one of those guys too you gotta kind of keep your eye out on, because when he gets out on the track here, he can certainly bring it all on the line. He can bring down some serious runs or two, but one of the biggest issues I really will say right now that he's been struggling with is keeping a short run term versus a long run term. He told me earlier today that if he was going to win this championship, he's going to have to get a little smarter out of the track and really play more long run than anything else, because some of these tracks coming up can really test and benefit him if he can get it down just right, but at the same time, he knows there's a lot of tracks that can catch him as soon as he was getting there to begin with. Next week we head down to Texas Motor Speedway, and then it'll be off to Richmond Raceway. Then have a little fun in Nashville and Talladega as we start to conclude off the season. Final race will be February 28th, Las Vegas Motor Speedway. That is a show you do not want to miss. The final race of the Green Mountain Girls season, and a championship will be put on the line. Who will be able to claim the crown this season, as Lorenzo has relinquished it by transferring over into the Cup division this last season. Only time will tell, only time will gain. Still a little early in the race here, but it seems like some of the guys are usually a little faster. You know, obviously they're running up in the front, whereas the folks are a little slower. Seem to be kind of hanging back there a little bit. I'm not really too sure. Maybe they're hanging back there to preserve or what's going down, but yeah, it looks like it's going to be a little bit hard to hear. Well, Crusher, as I say that, maybe listening a little bit in the broadcast booth, he's like, hey, wait a minute, what'd you say about that? Let me try to catch up with these boys, and I'll show you some here. Well, meanwhile, on the outside right now, the 15 Jason Taylor, not exactly giving that 6'9 Stephen Pless any breathing room down there. He's closing the gap on him, closing it hard to the corners. This is what the side-by-side short track racing aspect of Richmond comes in. He's giving her some here as the sports 16 high Stephen Pless. Oh, I don't know where he gets some of these names from, but he found, I guess he founded a blue truck, put his yellow sticker on there and said, here's a sports team for you. And he still got the lemonade stand behind us. Let's go. There it is. Oh, man. If he didn't have that lemonade stand there, I would have been mad. I really would have been after him for that one. New York Yankees number 6, Josh Ball right now trying to do what most Yankees fans like to do, and that's whoop, holler, and run for the hills and win for the win. He's fighting it down here quickly with Stephen Plessis. You got guys all over the place here trying to avoid Thacker for a brief minute. As the Fruit Tropics 56, Sarah Thacker got a little too sideways, long ways, and slant ways off of turn 2. Did not seem to strengthen the truck around. That's not going to be good either. He gets into it with a 22. Steve Clay cautions out. Oh man, a huge wreck here on the front straightaway here with only about 20 laps in. The 5 of Robert the Mully Man Lawrence did take the race lead away. We're just about to go check that out, but here's what happened here. To the 56 and in the 22, Clegg and Thacker getting into it here. Thacker looked like he was trying to set the corner up, ends up kind of drifting up into the 22 from that angle there. And once you're kind of stuck in there, man, there's just no man's land there. You have nothing you can do about it. That's a darn shame there, unfortunately, and a bit of a tough break for all drivers involved. We'll see if that comes back to haunt both of them, or if one of them can scratch off the surface and get away from it here. Time to listen in, race fans, to the drivers. Let them shine, let them place. Let's hear from them in their own words. Here is Stephen Pless in the 69 now, joining us on in, and Pless today, right now, kind of hanging up the boots, kind of putting up the show here. Obviously, you're trying to keep your playoff hopes alive, but how difficult is it to kind of advance in, especially with how Richmond is?
Yeah, Richmond's a tough track. We've got a pretty loose setup tonight, and it's a struggle out here, but we're going to see what we can pull out of it. We're going to put the hammer down and see if we can get up here to the front and play with these guys.
You certainly can definitely do that in a bit some here, so I got to ask you, as it is sports night here and sports themed here on the show, what's going on with this one? It just says sports, and then you got the lemonade stand logo in the background, man. What do we got going on?
It's Philip DeFranco, man. Sports. I don't know who to cheer for, so just sports.
Ah, Okay, fair enough for me. Alright. Well, it's a pleasure to appreciate coming on board here today, bud.
Thank you, man.
Oh, boy. Well, I guess it's just sports, folks. It's just sports. Oh. So one of these days, like, I'm just gonna, like, jump into these things and see what the heck's going on with any of these guys on their mindsets and how they set this stuff up. But speaking of a guy that has a mindset or two for racing, this guy's got a knick-knack or two for fighting out with the best of them. Dakota Wilson, the 52, now joins us on in. And Dakota, we talked earlier about this when before we were going on live on the show, but it seemed like you and your crew have been kind of at odds with flirting with the top 5, top 10s all the time. But I mean, what do you think right now about being on a shorter track like this compared to the mile and a half you've been running on usually?
Well, short track is kind of my thing. I've got a pretty good setup in this thing, so hopefully we can get some more long runs. That's what I'm more geared towards. Just I got to watch the wheel spin coming out of the turns.
For sure there. Now, I'm going to ask this, as you're representing for the Chicago Bears, number 52. What is it going to take here to try to bring out the intertwine of the 87 Bears to actually beat it out here on this track?
I might have to get a little nasty late in the race. We'll try to channel some of that inner monster of the midway mentality.
Fair enough for me here. All right. Well, Dakota, we do appreciate coming on board here, sir. Best of luck down there.
Appreciate it.
For those at home that don't know, that 87 is when the Bears got their one and only Super Bowl they have to their name. So. Alright, race fans, we're bringing them around town here out of turn 2. We're going to see James and Lawrence go back out of here for the battle for the lead. We'll have about 100 laps remaining in this one, so 25 laps stint, pretty good for these drivers here. They usually have been having troubles with the short tracks, but it seems like they had a pretty good go around here, so we'll see if that continues on. Rob Obstern saying, let's go eliminate stand and hammer down on the comment section today. Here we go to the green flag, back on out. Some movement back up to the front, back into the field here. As a Marauder, James Harris now leans in and fights off to get to Andy Pham and Lawrence. Bartel Meyer not too far behind him, nearest Trey Whitehead and fellow Brock Whitehead. The 82 and the 33 team, family in arms, teammates in blood, and really all around just tough individuals to pass and maintain grips on. I kind of wanted to call them the Bush brothers of the Fast and Fun series. The only difference is they don't really get themselves into too much heated scruffles or get their mouths opened up too much. So I can't really call them the Bush brothers, and I can't really call them anything that resembles the Allison family. So I don't know. You guys in the comment section below, let me know what you think. What should we call those guys down there? I don't know. There's some kind of brothers team out there. I don't know, maybe they could be the Busher twins, Busher cousins. I don't know. You could probably call them that. Well, anyway, back to the action right now. Russell's full board Kilgore here in the Rod Baker number 2 Ford F-150, getting a little bit of a pass and a half here on Tyler Meeks, that 35. Meeks into the wall protection in the Camping World Chevrolet Silverado. Problems down there. He scrapes up the entire right side of that truck and has nothing left to give. Had to back it down to get back on the position and on the charge. Lost a lot of spots there, having to move into 13th again. As we're right up ahead here, the two going to have to go at it with Kevin Kersher squeaking in. Oh, a little problem down there though for Kilgore, the number 2. Right off turn 1, gets sent straight to the shadow realm, and George Young, well, I think he was just trying to avoid the trouble, ends up sliding it straight inwards and outwards down that here. We'll have to take a look at the Pizza Mr. replay and see what exactly has happened there with the crew there. Unfortunately, everyone kind of getting sideways and all over the place. The two, Russ Kilgore, definitely not working too good here for the NPR boys. Take a look at this one here as they came around off that turn there. Bit of a drive line scenario, and you can see Steve Pless, he kind of had a drive right in there with the two. The two was coming down on him. He had nowhere to go. And then you see George just kind of tail whipping the thing around, just avoiding the whole field. The boys having all sorts of problems right now, just keeping these things online, much less trying to keep him off of the problematic zones of the territory that lies ahead of him. Field will kind of bring this one down to a crawl, scratch this one back up. Let's head down to Oval Sim Performance once again. We're going to talk with the number 23 in the Black Mamba machine. Joshua Caudill joins us in now. And Josh, you're at the moment up 7 spots, started 20th here out of the gate. Seems like guys are kind of getting themselves pushed around a little bit, but you're holding the line down all right now. Will that be able to last out the whole time, you think?
Yeah, I think so. I'm just being patient early on, just kind of saving some tires. But yeah, looking forward to a long run.
For sure there. Now, I'm going to ask this real quick. The long run seems to be everything everyone's talking about, but where is that really going to lie into? Like, how long of a run do you guys need to hit before things get a little crazy here?
I think I start feeling about after 20, 25 laps, I feel like the cars really come in. So anything after that, I'll be happy.
For sure there. All right. Well, nevertheless, we do appreciate coming on board here today, here, sir. Best of luck down there.
I appreciate it. Have a good one.
Absolutely. So Joshua Caudill, ladies and gentlemen, representing kind of obviously for the Los Angeles Lakers and our old friend Kobe Bryant. Lost long ago, but still remembered in the hearts of many. He's always going to be on that truck, and he's been kind of laying around here for quite some time. Time to take it down, though, with Mid-Pack Racing. Let's hear from one of the guys that's been keeping out of trouble, at least so far anyway, Caleb Forsythe in 76. And Caleb, your boys have been completely taken for a ride or two, but so far, you've kept yourself in one piece and out of trouble. How have you been able to do that so far?
Well, it's probably because I haven't talked to you yet. I am guaranteed now to find the wall at max speed to shove my engine through the driver's compartment and out the rear.
I swear it doesn't happen like that easily, bud.
Yeah, I appreciate it. No, we were just trying to all get back together, back here in the rear of the pack where we could strategize real well. That's all we were really doing.
For sure there. Now, let's get this real quick. Obviously, we've heard a lot of folks talking about how the long run has been and everything, but for you, what is your truck set more towards? Are you aiming towards a long run, or are you more kind of that short run giddy up here?
Initially during practice and testing and stuff, we thought we were going to have a decent long run truck, but I think the track temps are getting a little bit more than what we practiced on. A little bit tighter than I'd like it. Maybe some in-race adjustments might help later on down the road, but it's a little loose on initial, and then it's tightening up pretty bad. So we'll fight with it all night and see what we can do. Hopefully we can get a good finish here.
Absolutely, Caleb. All right, well, thank you for your time here, bud. We will go ahead.
Also, if I hit the wall, you have to bring me back in and talk to you.
Okay, fine. I'll do that. I promise. If I catch you getting the wall, how about that?
Sounds good, bud.
Good luck, bud.
Let's see.
I thought Thacker was a reality show waiting to happen. I think Forsythe might be another one we have to keep our eye on. Chris Medford coming on board saying, "What's up, my man? Richmond, such a fun track. I love driving the trucks here." Medford, yes, sir. I remember you racing down here with that Jordan Logistics Management LLC iRacing IROC series, and y'all put up a great fight here. It's good to see that this track is still living on pretty quick and pretty well in the hearts of many as they bring the trucks back to the action here. Time to get back down to the racing side of things. 90 laps remain. Well, remember my promise, folks. If you see that 76 go into the wall protection whatsoever, gets sent to the Shadow Realm, you know I got to bring him in again. So that is the deal. That is the rule of thumb. Well, Harris went into pit road a little bit sooner than most folks would. Meyer, Lawrence capitalizing on that, but right now Fornshell in a hot battle here with Brock Whitehead. Old Brockhead trying to knock a few noggins and play a little bit of a fight here on the boys. Looking to not be a Gruden grinder because we've lost John Gruden, but looking to maybe be a hard knock down here and maybe play a little strength in between. He's pushing and shoving down there as you see the 6th of New York Yankees, Josh Ball. Intertwining and pushing the ranks and pushing the field up. Once again, he's back out of here. He's always one of those guys you just got to keep your eye on no matter where he goes, no matter what he does. And this is exactly what we're talking about here. On board with our new nose cam we're putting back on. Oh, he's going to put the nose cam on. He's going to put a 3-wide salute right in between. Fornshell stuck in the middle of it. Has to back off and let ball by him, and he can do nothing about it. Nice corner pass there. What a slingshot, but he ends up making a mistake there on the back straightaway. Oh, he lost it all, but somehow regains the momentum. He canes it in. He did not leave the throttle. He never lifted. He stayed in the throttle, stayed on the gas, man, just to hang in there. But Brockhead capitalizes on him getting loose there. Oh, boy, that talk about hanging these guys in line and hanging them on control zone. That takes a lot of credibility just to be able to do much as even keep in play. The back to the blue 82 right now, dealing with that 91 of Kevin Kashur down on the inside zone, targeting him up though. You see now with the 90 of Richard Fornshell looking to punch the back of that 82, ran a little bit, ball trying to back off, get out of trouble here. Joshua Caudill moving through the field as well. That's all over the place here, and what a craziness in between. Never saying that's what I'm talking about, the 3 wide salute. Yeah, he loves it. I like it too, my friend. I love calling it. I love seeing it. James Marauder Harris now trying to push up on the man beast. William Andrew in the 29. The man beast taking the inside line away from him. So the Marauder, what does he do? He says, well, I'm a 105.3 the fan kind of guy. I like to go to where the top side is, and I like to just kind of play where the radio waves let me go. So he says, Toulouse out off of turn 2. And look at him just muscling through the field now. He crosses over another one, the 15 of Jason Taylor. A fresh set of tires on the camp of the Marauder, taking full advantage of this. He knows, though, he can only go so far and so quickly. These guys will eventually try to make a move off on him. Fornshell right now trying to hold him back, trying to keep him out of trouble and in play. By the way, race fans, these are some of our new camera angles we're working around, so if you do like what you see, please let us know in the comments section below. And if you do like what you hear and want to help support our channel, please do, if you haven't already, like and follow us up on Facebook and over our YouTube, and subscribe there so you never miss a show and never miss a beat. Again, we do appreciate you all coming on by tonight, and thank you for taking your time out of your Monday night evening to go ahead and watch some racing here with us as we call the action live at Richmond. Rockhead trying to hold the line down. Oh, he went right there with the 90 of Fornshell, looking to make the hammer down movement work. Every driver for themselves, nobody giving an inch, no one giving out on this one. This is a paddle in the back of the pack, while Janzik and Meyer currently lead the charge and lead the field in for the lead. But right now, watch out for Triple Trey. The man has come to play. He's looking for the race lead as we were just tuning back over there to take a look, see what's going on with the whole field back up front. Right now, Janzik, Meyer, teammates trying to help each other out, but Janzik's going to get taken by Whitehead for the corner 2. And Janzik gets sent to the shallow realm and banished down there for a little bit, but thankfully, truck did not take any damage. You can see there is no damage on the truck whatsoever, which is surprising. Whitehead managing to come out unscathed for the most part, but he did suffer a little damage on the right side there. See, he scraped it up a little bit as he got in contact there with Janzik. The yellow flag did fly out. Oh boy. You want to talk about a wild move there? That was a bit crazy to say the least. Hard to tell from that angle what happened exactly. You can see that's definitely contact there, but let's take a look at it. See if the glitch graphic gremlins were at play there. I don't think they were. Effort's saying the glitch graphic gremlins attacked. I say no, they didn't. Let's take a look. Let's go the full replay. Watch right here. Coming off turn 2. Oh, that's definitely contact. There ain't no glitch graphic gremlins there. Janzik made a mistake off turn 2. Whitehead couldn't check up in time. And gives the Zanny fam the clobbering of a lifetime there. Janzik's got to be careful. His championship hopes could be going up in smoke if he's not through it here. Gonna be interesting to see what those two are up to here, what they feel about that little scenario later on. Let's take it down now and talk here with some of our other drivers here. Coming off the field here, coming out of center stage. Let's listen in Southern Speed Motorsports. It's time to listen in to Brockhead. Brock Whitehead's call here as the 82 now joins me in, and Brock. What a bit of a battle and a bit of a fight up there, having to go at it with the leaders a little bit, but having to slow down as well. And then brother Trey gets into it with Janzik to get the caution now. What did you do in pit road to kind of get yourself centered up?
Yeah, I took a windshield tear off and did 4 fresh tires. I wasn't burning the tires out too much. Trying to save the tires early. This ain't my best track, so I'm gonna try and save them, let them fall off, let the other guys have their tires fall off, and hopefully they'll come back towards me if we can get a long run and hopefully get out there to the front.
What would you say would probably be the toughest part about having to race this track? What corner really gives you the most headaches here?
Really both of them. If you're on the inside and a guy's pinching you down, you're probably going nowhere. But the outside lane gets a pretty big run, so if you got a guy on your outside, you're probably not going anywhere, like I said.
For sure there. All right, well, Brock, we do appreciate coming on board here, sir. Thank you for your time here on the show.
Yeah, thank you.
Brock Whitehead right now in the 82. Gonna have to go out of here with Kevin Kersher as the rest of our field kind of muscles their way around the track. Take it down now and listen in with some of our other drivers here. The number 32, Daniel Haff from 3 Wide Motorsports will now tune in with us here. Daniel, I know the season hasn't quite been the most predominant one you wanted, but obviously still kind of going out here and having a fun little time and racing these guys out. You had a pretty decent qualifying time at 14th, but having to work your way through the back of the pack here. How treacherous do you think it is to get up there?
I think it's going to be a little challenging. The truck's a bit loose on takeoff. That's why I ended up falling to the back at the beginning. But I think if we can get a longer green flag run, the truck kind of settles in. And I think I can make up some of those spots that I'm losing. So hopefully I can save these tires maybe for a strategy run later in the race too.
What do you think probably was going to be the later of the race here before you start really pushing it around?
Sorry, what was that again?
What do you think the later race is going to be to start pushing this thing around a bit?
I think maybe around with about 20 to go. Hopefully, I can switch to that last set of tires. But I know everyone else seems to be really pushing, and everyone's on different strategies. So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out.
All right, for sure. There. Thank you for your time here, Daniel.
Thank you.
Dan Haff, ladies and gentlemen, number 32, looking to fire this one on back in. Green flag will charge up this next time around. Field pacing their way down across the field. The Marauder will take full aim and center stage here on the restart zone. Tyler Meeks will be on his inside corner panel. Driving them hard down off in turn 1 and 2, and it is Meeks now making the move off on the Marauder. The Marauder not able to hang down with him. Joshua Caudill having all sorts of problems down there right now in the 23. He goes off the grass and into the grassy plains down below. Off track and in grassy plains means you must have opened up your own lawn care service. That's certainly not what he wanted to do this early in the race. Well, we saw the Yankees earlier. Now here's a New York Giants scheme coming on board. John the Diamondback Diamond in the 39. Making this power base through the moves and through the corners here, looking for any kind of driver that's moving down there. Medford saying down in the comments, got to get that straight off, drive off 2 of 2. Yeah, you definitely do. And also asking, do you ever catch yourself commentating yourself when you race? Funny you mentioned that. To be honest, I'll tell you about it in a minute here, because we got 2 battles going on, 3 battles actually now. Dakota Wilson, well, I guess he must have listened to what the 87 Bears did, because now he is putting a full punch in motion, trying to push the ball straight forward to the top. He's looking for that ultimate touchdown tonight. Looking for more of a run than most of the playoff runs that the Bears do these days. Hey, he's gonna have a lot of work to do though, because here comes Nathan Meyer, the Oregon Ducks, trying to move a charge and move the chances of here with the Zenny Fem falling from behind. Jantic and Meyer are out for blood. They're out for the Marauder and Meeks here. Jantic especially, he's probably got a little bit more on his shoulders, a little bit more to switch around and fight up with. Oh, there's going to be problems again on turn 2. Oh, had a huge wreck ensuing, causing multiple drivers in this one. George Young involved, Nathan Meyer clobbered in, and oh my goodness. Whoa. That is not the place to be right now, folks. That is not the place to be. Turn 2, once again, catches another set of drivers here. Watch the PTM Instant Replay presented by Green Mountain Grills. Watch Diamond as he comes off 2. And you can see that thing was not straight off 2. One gets loose. Jantic's trying to evade. It gets smack dab in the middle of it. Unreal, and that is crazy to say the least. You would not have expected multiple drivers to get caught up in that situation, that circumstance like that, but it happened again. And of all things, Jantic gets struck twice. I guess lightning does strike twice once in a while. Yeah, I know Jantic right now may not be as focused on trying to win out here in the Green Mountain Grill side of things for the truck series here, but he is very focused come tomorrow night at Auto Club Speedway. He'll try to win title number 2 on our show as he goes for the season championship in the Champion Power Equipment Fast and Fun Cup Series. But today, this is not his race, and neither is his teammates and Nathan Meyer. What a crazy situation, to say the least here, folks.
He makes these. Oh, hey.
Hey, well, Bambies, I was just going to bring you in here, but it looks like you had a little fun down in the comments section there.
Yeah, I reckon so. I ain't been able to check him yet, but it might be the old man. We got the same name, so sometimes he gets me in trouble with a matching name.
Well, the good news is with you, we at least know there's a JR to your name, so unlike Dale Sr., we know there's a Dale Jr., we know there's a Papa Beast, and there's a Man Beast in the house.
Right?
So, alright, well, Mr. Man Beast, right now, currently, you've been pretty much kind of in the ratings gap for drivers and battling it out with them for quite some time, but today, you're trying to pilot the USA Chevrolet Silverado into another playoff contention. You're right up 9 spots in the field. How's it feel out there?
It's chaotic at times. We get some fast guys that have got caught up and they're trying to make it through the field, and some of the slower guys are not just going to pull over like you ain't supposed to do. So it makes it interesting. I think I've about T-boned 3 people in 4 different wrecks. So it's exciting back here, you know, typical short track racing on the lights, just having a blast, man.
Having a blast and trying to evade my broadcaster curses. I'll probably guess you probably want to try to stay away from me now after this talk, but thank you for coming on board here, buddy.
Sounds good, man. Appreciate you guys.
He knows we're giving a little bit of a hard time. We got to have a little fun with him. So right now, as we get through the field, we'll talk with some of our other guys right now in the 15 truck right today, the Remington machine. That is Jason Taylor. He now joins me here from Shake and Bake Racing. And Taylor, right now, you've definitely made a few big maneuvers we've caught on the show so far. Trying to work the outside line, trying to work the inside. I gotta ask you this: where is the line for you that you prefer to try to make the best of?
I'm fighting a really loose truck right now, and I don't know. I seem to get a decent run off the top and pinch those guys down, and then they can't get grip. So I'm just trying to work with what I got. I definitely need a longer run, and the track will tighten up, and it'll be better for me. So if we could quit having cautions, that would help.
Well, we'll see if that happens, and see if that kind of comes into your play here for Shake and Bake Racing. Thank you for your time here, Jason.
All right, man. Talk to you later.
Absolutely. The 15 Remington machine, Jason Taylor coming on board. And Medford, I will go back to your question in just a minute, because I do have an answer for that, and you guys may be a little surprised by it. I don't know. Yeah, we'll see what you guys think. For those that are still tuned in with us, though, thank you so much, and hopefully you're enjoying the show. This has been chaotic, to say the least. Some of the big names getting a piece of kind of maybe the old medicine the mid-pack guys usually feel on the track. But it's been a wild race, a frenetic battle all around. There's still plenty more to go. Green flag back on out. Meeks with a huge start, and now Wilcox decides he's got to intervene a little bit. He wants a piece of everybody up there. Oh, they're packed, stacked, racked, and all that. Here they come down that back straightaway. Triple Trey can't play Whitehead in the 33, trying to make a move up, trying to make a run down the Buffalo Springs Chevrolet Silverado. Huge charge up on Dakota Wilson, and now it is Whitehead coming through the field. Oh, there's problems down there though for Jonathan Diamond. He is in the open field. He's in the lawn care service, and just like the Giants' playoff hopes, it went up in smoke. Well, right now, currently, there is one driver that's trying to keep himself away from the get back from the turf and onto the dirt and onto the surface, the top of the bottom. It is Dakota Wilson, the 52, trying to hang in there, while the New York Yankees, number 6 of Josh Ball, says to heck with these 87 Bears. I'll show you what the Yankees did back when Babe Ruth was playing in town. Lou Garrett, and all them that came through that franchise in that world of the baseball world, man, I'll tell you what, that's a whole elite field of guys that played in that series, in that championship games. And these These guys giving everything they got right now as Kevin Crusher having to back off here for the 52 so he doesn't clobber that rear end of his. Maybe trying to at least evade and trying to avoid trouble as he sneaks right down around on the 52. Hard charging. You can see that crossover, textbook crossover off of Richmond style. When these guys get into that pack run here, this is where things get a bit crazy because now you're trying to not only deal with the pack issue, but you're also trying to deal with the added issue and the pressure of a driver coming up at you and just taking you for a ride and a half here. That's kind of the biggest issue right now you have to work with on these short tracks. And of course that 550 horsepower package that these trucks have on display mixed in with that setup and style there certainly can be a bit of a case, a bit of a head scratcher. Oh, Forsythe getting a huge tag there on the 69 of Stephen Bless as I got to take a 3 wide soon there with Jason Taylor kind of blowing on the bottom. Alright, talking about a bit of a wild frenetic situation that certainly popped up once in a while here. Tyler Meeks here had a strong, solid lead here, but he knows he's being hunted down by quite a few. Triple Trey, Whitehead, and as well as the Marauder, James Harris, are in full bore Kilgore mode. The Texan right now trying to get up there with Whitehead while Meeks continues to hold himself down on the track. These guys not giving an inch here, trying to do everything they can, trying to hope for the best here. As Meeks continues to hold the line down and hold the charge ahead. The Mullet Man, OnlyFans, whatever you want to call him here. He is moving the 5 F-150 Blaster Master into the fight with the Champion Power Equipment 91 of Kevin Crusher. And Crusher right now, don't get me wrong, this man's not a stranger to short tracks, I may remind you. He's won at Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway in this exact same series against the likes of Harris, against the likes of Jantic, against the likes of Childs. So if you want to talk about a guy that knows how to run short tracks, it certainly is this cat right here. You can't count him out. He may actually have something for the boys up front if you can get to him. In the middle of the pack though, top 10 in a struggle for supremacy is the 82 of Brock Whitehead being taken on by Nathan Meyer and the Oregon Ducks. While behind him, the Zanny Fam Janzik, despite the damage on that number 40, he's not giving out. He's not going to give up. He wants to try to make it work here. He's had all sorts of things go right, go wrong, and yet again, he can be in another troublesome spot. Almost gets sent straight back to the shadow rail as Clay got loose off of turn 2. This time, he with awareness and track shotting, he moved it down on the inside, avoided the problems and avoided the madness. But I'll tell you one thing, race fans, that could have been trouble them if he found himself on the receiving end of it. Whoa, Clay still having all sorts of problems at 22. He let loose yet again off turn number 2. There's so much action to call, so much going down right now. It's really kind of hard to keep up with it. While we get things kind of more wrapped around, get things figured out a little bit more on the track, when we come back, there is still plenty of battles to be had, plenty of racing to go. Don't go anywhere, folks. We got to go for a quick commercial break. We'll be right back after this one. Tonight's race, ladies and gentlemen, brought to you in part by our good friends over at Green Mountain Grills. When you need the best wood-fired pellet grills on the market, there is only one brand name that we have trusted in, and that is with the Green Mountain Grill brand. Be sure to check them out on their website, greenmountaingrills.com. Check them out on their social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for their local listings, and see what kind of brand you need with Green Mountain Grills. You've got all of them and then some. And yellow flag is out. It looks like trouble down there for Jason Taylor, and looks like the 15 might have chewed off a little bit more than he could chew. Well, right now I have to look at this. Looks like he might have found himself on the receiving end of turn 2 yet again. Yep, there it is. This time, though, at least he just lost in the corner. I don't know how he crossed right in between those two. He got right through Pless, and it looked like half there. How he was able to avoid both of them, or how they were able to avoid him, that's beyond me, but good driving on them for avoiding that, my friends. That's crazy. That is your PTM Instant Replay, brought to you in part by Green Mountain Grills. Alright, let's take it down now and talk with some more mid-pack racing boys. Number 48, George Young, now is going to enter into the call list with us. And George, right now, things have been a little bit all over the place for you. You've either spun yourself or gotten spun. What the heck is going on down there?
Well, these wrecks keep happening in front of me, and I try to slow down, and you lock them up, and there's nothing you can do. You're gonna go around. But fortunately, I haven't hit anything. So hey, truck's still pretty clean.
That's still pretty clean and it's still working all right. So I'm gonna be honest with you, I couldn't quite catch the scheme on this team here. So what do we got going on for the sports team event for this truck?
Oh, I'm a Penn State football fan, so it kind of looks like a helmet. Pretty plain, just like those helmets, baby.
Well, I mean, pretty plain, but certainly the driver behind it, not so plain indeed. But nevertheless, thank you, George, for coming on board, sir.
All right, thanks, sir.
George Young, ladies and gentlemen, the mid-pack racing crew right now trying to keep up the distance, keep up the times. Let's take it down now, talk with Steve Clegg as well, and the Shake and Bake racing crew. And Clegg, right now, as we bring you in here onto the charge here, things have been a bit all over the place as well for you. What the heck is going on, sir? Turn 2 seems to be biting you more and more as we go along.
Yeah, at the end of that last run, I got really loose coming off of 2. I don't know, so it is what it is. That's Richmond. Front, I've been out back. It actually hasn't been a really bad race for me, so can't really complain.
Certainly not indeed, but I have to ask you, as you pilot this USA Olympics 22 Silverado Chevrolet, I mean, how much can you figure out to actually try to combat that troubles on turn 2, much less the other corners? Because it seems like the truck is there and the momentum is there, but it just is having a hard time holding the line.
Just really, it's loose, so I'm just easy on the gas, and when it's straight, then I can hammer down on it, but it's only on the end of the run, so if we have these short runs, we shouldn't be too bad.
For sure there. All right, well, Clegg, let's get you back down to the pits and ready to fire them off there with the crew.
All right, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the number 22, Steve Clegg, representing for Shake and Bake Racing here, as he tries, and I mean tries, to get this thing dialed up a few notches and get ready to go back at it. Now, I'm going to try to, and I repeat, try to answer Medford's story, but yes, he asked earlier about if I ever catch myself commenting when I race. So the story there is, yes, I have actually caught myself doing that sometimes, where I may be like behind somebody and I'm either mentally in my head just kind of calling the race as I feel it, because I'm feeling what the drivers are feeling. I always talk about this when I'm on the broadcast, but when I get behind the wheel, my first thought is, besides just going out there and racing, is I want to take all the knowledge I can get from this vehicle, from this track. I want to get an idea what is it like to actually race and actually go at it on this track. So I have a little knowledge on how these drivers work and how these cars, vehicles, trucks work. And I've done that with my normal official races before, to where it actually can be a bit of a headache sometimes, where I almost feel like if I streamed, I actually probably sound pretty bad. As right now, you got trouble down there. Wait a minute, don't tell me that's a Zanny fam. That is Janzig. Janzig lost in the corner? Janzig lost in turn 4 there, folks. This Richmond is not his track tonight. I don't know what it is. It looks like Forsyth's going to have to get talked with here, because he got sent in a little bit in turn 4. So Janzig and Forsyth having all sorts of problems down in turn number 4. But this time, that was just Forsyth getting clobbered around like a bumper car. Oh, and Trey Whitehead spins in front of traffic. Big wreck. Oh! Oh, big pileup on the back straightaway. 6, 7 trucks involved in this one. Half, Whitehead, Kilgore, Brockhead, John Thacker, Fortune. Oh, good Lord Almighty. We got a pile up on I-235 down here, folks. Trey Whitehead spinning it right in out of turn number 2, and everything else just went completely haywire here. But that was completely insane here. Here's what happened. You can see just coming off turn 2, it just was not straight. For sure was trying to avoid it. Everyone else trying to gather and out of that mess, and there was just no getting around that, man. There's just not a lot of breathing room down there, and unfortunately, that got everybody by surprise. Man, I am shocked. This is not the kind of race that we were expecting when we came onto the show today. We were expecting maybe a little bit more of a heated contention and battle between these guys, but that does not seem to be the case here. So, We'll take it down now and talk with, though, some of our other guys here. We'll bring in now the attacker of Golden Lives Matter, John Thacker, and his teammate Caleb Forsyth, because Thacker, as I bring you in, I did make a promise to Mr. Forsyth here. I said that if he got involved in a wreck or anything, I'd have to bring him in. Well, he got into one, and so did you in this case.
Yeah, it's fun. I got myself back on the lead lap and I crashed immediately. Cool.
Yeah, I can't
fine.
blame that one on you. Be honest, that I want to say it's all me, but it's also people getting a little too aggressive too early. But whatever, it's not your fault.
They always.
Well, I mean, the biggest thing here with the wreck was that was not on you guys for that, but it was Whitehead spinning off of turn number 2. So technically, Forsyth and Thacker, you guys are clear on that end for once. But it's still, I mean, I gotta ask you both here. I mean, just what is going on with this track, and why is it so difficult to hit turn 2 properly or cleanly here?
Everybody's set up for the long run, which means they're loose after the pits, and they get too happy and hold the throttle down. Too much skinny pedal. Again.
I think there's a mixture of that, and also different people enter that corner so much differently. I tend to lay off really early and coast in, but just try not to get killed in the rear. End up setting it up wrong.
For sure there. All right, well, boys, we do appreciate you both coming on board here. We'll get you back into your pit stalls here, and we'll let you go back at it down with the team.
All right, appreciate it. Enjoy the show.
Absolutely. Well, that was the whole Mid-Pack Racing crew there, folks, listening in right now. Field coming off of turn number 4. As we stretch the drivers back on out. Josh Ball has the race lead for the first time for the last lap here, and now he's going to give himself another chance. But to defend the lead and defend the win, he's going to have to try to take on Tyler Meeks in that Camping World 35. And Ball trying to sway and get rid of the 35. You see him running the momentum. It's crisscross applesauce and that thing around. Has more problems ensue here. Problems down there as those guys try to back the corners up. Jason Taylor spins out again here, and more troubles for the 15 Remington machine. You know, the first half too was pretty clean, pretty good in racing. Now all of a sudden, things have just kind of changed all over the place. I'm not sure if there's oil down the track or if there's something else that we don't know of, but it is definitely a long-term situation here. And looks like, I'm not sure if Janzik got a whole lot of that 15 or if that may have been the old Rich Graphic Gremlin attacking. We'll take a look at it from our camera angle here. This will be the gearbox cam here. This will give you guys a better insight of what the heck we're seeing down there. There you go, see Janzik trying to pull that thing right up at him. Well, from that angle, it looks like there was contact made. So we'll have to just kind of go with that one. I'm going to say Janzik did tap him, but I think that was kind of an old love tap for a short track. Either way, that is certainly not what these drivers wanted to see here. I'm not gonna lie, I've been trying to avoid talking with Harris and them and all them, because generally speaking, they always come at me about the broadcaster curse and everything, but because they're back in the field now, I think it's now a better time than anything to let them know I am here and I'm ready to talk with them, if they're ready to talk with us.
I'm always ready to talk to you, buddy.
Alright, Harris, good to have you back on board, bud.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Alright. Oh, go ahead.
Man, this, I don't know what the hell's going on tonight. It's kind of chaotic. We got a hell of a setup, but, you know, with those guys stayed on that previous caution on those older tires to check the field up, and I ran in the back of the tray and it blew my motor. But, we got a fast repair up to P16, so we'll, if we can get these cautions to stop, we can get up in the top 10 at least.
It seems like a trouble caution area has been turn 2 more than anything, but turn 4 has kind of reared its ugly head around here. Why do you think it's so hard for some of these guys to kind of keep themselves out of trouble when they're entering into turn 3 or staying out of trouble off turn 2?
Turn 2 here has always been a tight corner. Coming off of it, it's just a real tight corner, and when you're side by side, there's not much room there, and a lot of people just get together, or even by yourself will smack the wall. 3 and 4, I don't really know, man, because there's a lot more room. It seems wider, and it's a wider exit. I don't know what's going on in 3 and 4 unless people are just, overdriving it on these cold tires and when they're a little loose. I don't know.
Sure there. All right. Well, nevertheless, though, Harris, we do appreciate you coming on board here and taking the time to talk with us. We'll see what happens as we finish this one out.
Yeah, man, in case I don't finish top 3, I want to go ahead and thank 105.3 The Fan for being on our truck tonight. I don't know if any of those guys are watching, but we've had some adversity. We're going to do what we can for those boys.
Yeah, you heard it loud and clear, folks. 105.3 The Fan is here to stay and here to represent proud from the Marauder today. Thank you for your time, bud.
Yep, thank you.
James Harris, ladies and gentlemen, the number 4, representing for his team down there in 3Y Motorsports. We're getting ready to get back down to the action here in just a minute. And going real quick, I'm just going to finish this little statement I had about my broadcasting call earlier, but if you guys actually go onto our Pizza Race TV YouTube there, if you look up, I think it's like Pedal to the Metal Racing League, Xfinity Series at Watkins Glen, POV. If you guys actually wanted me to actually do like kind of a streaming style on how that worked, and me calling my own race, you guys actually can, because I was actually trying to race and call the drivers on the battle end to just kind of see how I was doing. And actually, that's kind of how it started here on Pizza Racing TV with me in general. Was I just started just kind of doing POV stream and then just did the broadcast in late and did a broadcast in on a second night. That's how it actually worked with the Pedal to the Metal Racing League. So if you guys want to know more about that, just simply look it up on our YouTube, and it's something to watch, I'll say. And that definitely kind of reminds me of how far we've gone on this show and how far on the series. Here we go, though. Back to the green flag. Are you serious? Tyler Meeks, Josh Ball, wrecking him off turn 4. Are you serious? Oh my goodness. I can't even. I really can't tonight, guys. I don't even know what the heck we're watching. This is going to a point of insanity. I'll let you fans be the judge here, but this one's pretty obvious. Ball got loose coming off turn 2, and Meeks got sent out of here, and pretty much everyone else just trying to evade him. I guarantee you Meeks right now is probably not too thrilled with Josh Ball and the New York Yankees. In baseball, as I once said it, that, my friends, is a foul ball. A little bit too far to the left. Spun completely out. I'll give Ball credit, though. He did a pretty good job saving it from the tail whip spin. I'll give him that. But other than that, my friends, holy smokes. Wow. This one's up for grabs. Someone could take the broadcast reins for me tonight. Seriously, I don't even know who the heck's gonna survive this one. The playoffs are at stake here, by the way. Those Green Banner Crooks, they're the ones that are going for a championship. They're the ones that are trying to make it in to the Elite Final 8 here. They're the ones trying to make it through the field and through the final ends here. But this is just complete and utter madness. I can't even fathom or even figure out how the heck these drivers are able to just keep these trucks in one piece, or how they're even able to avoid these wrecks and this carnage here. And some of them, to be honest with you, they're just sneaking through the field like it's nothing. The Man Beast's up 17 spots right now. Jonathan Diamond's up 20 spots. And really, that's just for staying out from all the wrecks and the carnage down there, not even caring what everyone else is up to. Dakota Wilson still in that hunt, still in that pack, and despite all the troubles, despite all the issues and the glaring problems the 22 USA Chevrolet Silverado is having, Steve Clegg is still in this battle and still in the top 10. Kevin Kersher also right up there with the field. You're gonna have to keep an eye out for him, because really right now he could be a bit of an underdog sensation here. Not usually a guy I would consider an underdog, considering he's got plenty of wins to his name and is pretty fast. But again, it's just there's so much going on. There's so many things playing out right now he has got to be careful of. So race fans, time has come yet again. Leading him around the turf and the circuit. We've got 26 laps left to go. And the Mullet Man Blaster Master hasn't been to victory lane in a little bit of a time or two. He would like to change that again, but Nathan Meyer is a man-made machine. Can he get up there with him? Off the green flag restart. Look out, here we go. 3 wide slid into turn number 1. Wide open through the corner set. Drivers having to back down or having to work their way around the track here. The Marauder James Harris trying to move the chains in already on these guys. And don't count that man beast out. Watch out for the man beast. Here he comes off turn 4. He's moving the chains on Diamond. Diamond's trying to hold him down. He knows he's got the run on the outside, but if man beast can hold the bottom just a little bit closer, he can get a better corner off exit. Got a great exit there as Kevin Kushner tries to move his chains in with the foreign shell camp right up top side of him. Wilson sees an opening on the bottom. Will he go for the 3 wide slow? No, he backs off this time. He doesn't want to start carnage. He doesn't want to start a mess in this track. Robert Lawrence, Nathan Meyer, all squeaking by, getting away from the field. Same with Christian Wilcox in the 53. Laps winding down, pertaining and pursuing through the field. Every driver for themselves. Nobody giving an inch here. This is what it's all about. This is what you call yourself a driver. This is what makes or breaks your season. Do you have enough to try to fight it with the best guys and hang in there just long enough, Steve? Plus, in the wall protection yet again. Plus has been bashing, smacking, and dabbling that wall like it's nobody's business today. Having all sorts of problems as the number 35 now. Tyler Meeks trying to get back up there into the field. He feels like he's owed one from Josh Ball for that little hiccup he had earlier. Well, he's certainly making it work right now as Dakota Wilson getting clobbered off turn 2. The 2 exit yet again claims another victim. Slow at the pace and slow at the charge. The Marauder is manhandling this field while Jantic tries to get right back up there with him. And Diamond now on the wall as well. Slows down the momentum. The New York Giants now completely dethroned and face back again. They went from looking like the New York Giants from the 2000s to about 2010 to now literally looking like what they do in 2022. As the whole field works their way around the trackside here, it is still a war zone down here for the race lead. Nathan Meyer trying to hold up with the Mullet Man. The Mullet Man has been desperately trying to get himself a season championship ever since he came so close in the Champion Power Equipment Cup Series, when he came so close in the Truck Series not too long ago. He would love to change all that and then some and pull off a victory here. Trey Whitehead has given it everything he's got and then some to get around the Marauder, but Harris is blocking everything for all she's worth, not letting him by. You can just hear the way they're sending it into the turn and how they're backing their corner off, backing the throttle down a little bit. They're trying to avoid contact, they're trying to avoid trouble. Harris and Jantic, the more they battle out though, the better for the race leaders, because that means these two they don't have to worry about those two catching up on them. Steve Clegg definitely loves every minute of what he's seen, because this could help him boost his championship hopes up even more so. Jantic really in turn 2 right now have got a bit of a love-hate relationship. I'd say it's more of a deep hate relationship than anything. It's worse than most of my relationships I've had, although none of them have been as probably abusive as him with turn 2, if I should say that right now. Tyler Meeks right now trying to hold the 35 on line. No. Ford shell into the wall on the back straightaway. Well, they all avoid it, or do they? No, they don't. Thacker involved, and George Young as well, and the NPR boys. Oh, just claiming more and more drivers by the minute. And that is not the right time. You wanted to see that caution fly out if you're any of the race leaders by any means. This is a hard little situation to get around now. Looks like Decker's trying to back off, got into it with 23, and George, well, he did say earlier on he was trying to avoid the mess and trying to avoid the carnage. Well, I think I finally got him to broadcast a curse, and it fell on him tonight. You see right here, pummeling it down the back straightaway here, everything just kind of going haywire, and then bam. You just gotta be wondering what's going through these drivers' minds now. We're not gonna bring any more in for the rest of the night, by the way, till the top 3. So, but you gotta be wondering what's going through these drivers' minds right now. Some managing to escape with their trucks, but some managing to escape with some troubles. But everybody throughout has been just kind of shuffled, stacked, racked, backed, and put back on the attack. Harris been shuffled down there. Janzik, I don't know how many times he's been shuffling, yet manages to make his way through. If Janzik somehow finds a way to win this, I might have to retire from the booth here, because that's a feat in all honesty that I don't even think can be beat now. He's wrecked twice or 3 times, how many ever. Yet somehow he comes back and wins this out. I don't know. It has been a crazy, crazy day of racing. Moments I said earlier, and you can even check in our little broadcast booth. We put it in earlier. We said point blank, this is a track that can put bend fenders in, that can break some hearts and create broken dreams. This is certainly no different, and it's definitely the case here today. Will Cox, Kevin Krasher, William Mann Jr., Steve Clay, Craig Janzik, they are all in the running to possibly take this one home. The mullet man, Robert Lawrence, is hoping and praying for just long enough of a turn and a get-go here. He finds himself in the driver's seat and in position to survive it out with these fields. But does he have enough to win this one out? This would be a huge get for him and his crew to be able to walk away. But he is going to have plenty more to worry about and deal with in due time. Drivers are going to come off of turn number 4 this time, by to the green flag restart zone. Everybody hot pursuit. Playoff hopes, championships on the line. Everybody leaning towards the field, trying to move the chains in as quick as they can. They don't even care anymore about who makes it where, who can get through it to what quick enough. Janzik with a problem down in 3 and 4. Could not quite keep up the man base, and now it looks like Mann Jr. might have something coming up. Kevin Krasher, though, and Christian Wilcox, they're going to go dead even with one another locked and loaded like a gun like a gun at the shooting range. They are fired up and they are ready to they are ready to let loose. 7 laps remain, and the Mullet Man, the Blaster Master himself, holds the lead. He holds the key to success and victory. Is there enough time though? Dakota Wilson with problems down there in the 52. He's down on the front. He's down on the front straightaway here in the whole grassy plains. Open up his own lawn care service. Driver starting to pack the field up a little bit here, starting to get a little bit crazier through the moments. And look at Josh Ball, the 6 New York Yankees, trying to hold the 22 leg back a little bit. Hammering down, Meeks problems, caution's out again. Meeks crashing it on the front straightaway. They're going to throw caution. And now it'll be nearly a green-white checkered scenario about to pop up. What on earth has happened here? This race has gone either way, and then some. It has gone chaotic. It has gone madness. Meeks overdrives turn 4, and this time it's turn 4 that gets somebody. Although I'm not really too sure on why the caution was thrown there. I'm going to be honest with you, folks. I'm not sure that the iRacing admins should have thrown the caution. Now, I'm not saying that the caution flew at the wrong time. I'm saying it flew really to a point of why was it out? We saw Jantic earlier. He spun completely around like a spin gate move, and they let it keep going. The only thing I can think of is that iRacing had called it because of the trucks flying by him in that position, and there was nothing they could do about it. That's the only reason I would have gave and even be able to accept. But even then, I think that was a bad call by iRacing. The iRacing cautions are on and they are set in motion here, but like I said, folks, I am not a fan of that decision. I'm definitely not agreeing with it. Surreal situation popping up here. Green, white checkered attempts coming up. And really what transpires next could be anybody's guess. The field's going to be put under pressure here. You heard these guys talk earlier about driving with their foot, driving with a skinny pedal, or driving with literally their heads not built on straight, thinking long run. Well, now this is short run moment time. These are the runs here that are going to make drivers get a little crazier, a little more hectic. And looking at the way position is right now, Lawrence has certainly got a good handle on his hole shots. My question is can he keep up to grips and up to tag here with how difficult it is to really play it out with this field and this kind of driver set? The pace truck comes off next time by. We'll turn it to green, we'll go white, and then we'll go checkered. What will transpire? What will happen? This is a scenario we've seen here before in the narrative that's been brought on plenty of times, but this is the most chaotic stuff you see. This is what happens when things get crazy here. This is anybody's race on that restart. Which one deserves it more? Which one will take it home? Coming off the ends here of turn number 4. green flag awaits the drivers, awaits positions here. They'll bring him down around town here, and it's time to get back to the action. Green flag is out. Lawrence gets a jump and a half here, gets a huge get on the field. Kershaw is trying to hunt him down, trying to get back up there with him. The white flag is out this time by White's out for the drivers. Jadek trying to get one last ditch effort pass here on these guys, trying to move some chains up. Kershaw trying to hold back Wilcox and maybe trying to catch Lawrence with one last get. The drivers all over the place, all up to the back straightaway. There's madness happening, but for the Blaster Master, number 5, Robert Lawrence will win at Richmond. Taylor crosses the line here, and a huge wreck ensues, unfortunately, with him and Steve Clegg. Josh Ball collided in there as everyone else kind of firing down. Major implications there. But for one mullet man tonight, he's going to solidify and seal his victory here at, of course, Richmond Raceway. And this one definitely going to mean a lot to the mullet man himself. He missed the Champion Power Equipment Cup Series finale in the top 4 for tomorrow, but there is a championship still on the line now for him in the Truck Series. And, you know, to be honest with you, he literally told me about 3 or 4 races in this season, I just wish I can get up and quit, but I can't because I'm just too stubborn. Well, look at him halfway into the season now and literally nearing the end of it. He is now a playoff contendent driver. And I think now more than anything, he may just have that solid boost of confidence he's been looking for all season round. We'll take a listen in with the top 5 in just a second. Here is your Green Mountain Grills results. Robert, the Mullet Man Lawrence with the victory. Kevin Kershaw, a solid position and performance here to 2nd place. 3rd to Christian Wilcox. 4th to Triple Trey Whitehead. 5th to Craig Janzik, 6th to William Mann Jr., 7th to Josh Ball, 8th to Nathan Meyer, 9th to Steve Clegg, 10th to James Harris, rounding out the top 10. Your other finishers now on the screen on your show. And what a race from start to finish here it was indeed. But now, race fans, the time has come. Let's go ahead and sling it down on by. Your 3rd place finisher here tonight. Give it up for the 53, Christian Wilcox joining me in. Wilcox, we have not talked with you all day long, and when we do, it means a lot more now. You are coming away with a 3rd place win here at Richmond. Congratulations, sir.
I appreciate it, and this is totally unexpected because Richmond is just not a good track of mine, but I persevered and I had good strategy, and here I am on a podium.
On a podium, and also now kind of putting up a show and putting on a bit of a fight here. He's still got a lot of crazy stuff going down here in the playoffs hunt, but you're pretty much now kind of getting things cleared up and starting to get a little bit more of a bright spot here with how the field is. But tell me, as you move on to the next race, I mean, what are you going to take here to really get the confidence keep going from here?
Just solid finishes. If I can manage top 5s, I'll keep advancing. Things just keep working out in my favor. I've got some good luck here, so I just need to stay clean. I'll put in some practice because I'm decent on 1.5 miles, so we'll see what happens.
For sure there. Well, nevertheless, though, Wilcox, a performance and a half, unlike any other here. As you hang on for dear life here, who do you want to thank you for this one?
First and foremost, I'd like to say Go Dogs 2021 National Champions, but most of all, Green Mountain Grills for putting on this league, Champion Power Equipment, and the rest of the contingency sponsors, of course, your channel. Thanks again.
For sure there. Well, Wilcox, appreciate you coming on board here today. Congratulations on a 3rd place finish, and we will see you next time out, my friend.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Christian Wilcox representing for Southern Speed Motorsports tonight here on the show. Kevin Kershaw, looks like he will be joining in with us, or maybe not. I guess he's going to kind of tune on out with us here, but he is your 2nd place finisher here tonight. So big congratulations to Kevin here and his 2nd place runoff. Certainly definitely one for the ages, and certainly one to say the least here. Well, actually, you might be able to tune in with us after all. Kevin, you're ready to talk here for your 2nd place finish, sir?
Hey, buddy.
Hey, bud, been a long time here, but you're walking away here with a 2nd place finish, and you've really had a lot of hard charging to do there, my friend. You saw a couple times you just muscled through the field, and you actually become the hard charger of the night. I mean, what does that mean to you and really be able to show here with the Champ Power Equipment crew?
Man, that was an awesome run. I got to thank Randall Fox. He really put this deal together. Gave me a great setup. The truck basically drove itself. But what a great run, man. Excited for the Champion Power Equipment guys. And thank you guys for all the hard work y'all put into this and all the guys that come out and participate in this week in and week out. Man, it was a great race tonight.
It certainly was indeed. Kevin, anybody else you want to thank here before you sign off today?
Man, I'd like to thank Green Mountain Grills for their support in this series. I'd like to thank James and Eli for all their hard work they do and all the admins and you guys up in the booth. And I'd like to give a shout out to Reaper Speed Labs for all their help with the setups and Randall Fox for being my crew chief and keeping me dialed in tonight. He had his hands full. He done a great job. So thanks to everyone out there and appreciate you guys.
Well, we appreciate coming on board here, Kevin. Congratulations, sir. Well deserved here for a second place finish, sir.
Thank you, man.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, the 91, Kevin Kersher, walks away second, but the Mullet Man OnlyFans at last returns to victory lane. From Freedom Mullet Racing, race fans, here he is in victory lane at Richmond, and Mullet Man, OnlyFan, Robert Lawrence. Congratulations, sir. This one was a fight, and you had pretty much the boxing gloves all ready to go, and I'm pretty sure you put a couple roll cores in there just to give the knockout blow on that last restart.
Well, I mean, you gotta.
It
was a blast. I'm so proud of my team and my associates. It was such a fun race. Well, it would seem kind of like a cluster towards the end, but every time we got a restart, I just knew that was one more nail in the coffin for me. I knew how to lead everyone on for the restarts, and then right when they thought I was gonna go, I went a second before they thought. So I was set.
You were certainly set. You were certainly dialed in, and really, man, like I said, we're watching everything kind of playing out, really going down on the track. It seemed like you guys were really being put into a bit of a spot or two, really for kind of driving as hard as you had to through those corners and through these turns. How did you just keep the truck online long enough to even get to this point, much less hold on for the W?
Oh, I was pushing her to the limit. It was a whole lot of just managing that throttle. That throttle was a big thing, and also managing to dive it in there far enough and manage the brakes and keep it straight. It was almost a handful, but the setup we had in, it was dialed. We had it just biting at every point we had. It was a little bit weaker on the long run. I think another team had a little bit better long run car, but short run car, I don't think anyone had anything for us. Not a chance.
Well, you certainly proved that stake in that whole claim there quite well, because you are the race winner here at Richmond. So as you walk away with the W and the victory, I have to ask you this old question, my friend. Who do you want to thank here?
Well, it never really changes my question. Well, we gotta thank Green Mountain Grills for being the main sponsor, obviously. We gotta thank Blaster being the big name on the truck, ACF Lance. We gotta thank BSM, Kevin Kersher. He was fast. You had to look out for him at Richmond. He's a fast short track racer, and it was so much fun. I can't complain. Oh, also thank you guys. Can't forget you guys, because you deal with our chaos on a weekly basis.
Well, this one you may have a little bit more fun with than usual, but we do appreciate coming on board here, Robert. Congratulations on a race win, sir. Well deserved, sir.
Yep, thank you.
Freedom Mullet Racing, ladies and gentlemen, the number 5 Mullet Man, Robert Lawrence, walks away with the W. That concludes it here, folks. Thank you again to Green Mountain Grills for everything for the Fast and Fun Truck Series. We definitely appreciate you and helping coming on board here for these guys and everything you brought to the table. The race fans definitely appreciate it, and these guys definitely appreciate it more so than anything. From all of us here at Pete's Race TV, thank you so much for tuning in. I'll catch you guys tomorrow night for a main event. 4 drivers, 1 track, 1 champion. Who's it going to be? Auto Club Speedway Champion Power Equipment Cup Series is coming.